Imagine a world hidden beneath the waves, a silent testament to a civilization lost to time. A world of colossal stone structures, impossibly precise carvings and pathways, leading to nowhere we understand. This isn't Atlantis, this is Yonaguni. For decades it lay undisturbed, a secret, known only to the currents and the fish. Then in 1986, a diver's gaze fell upon something extraordinary off the coast of Yonaguni Island, Japan, a landscape of submerged architecture that defied explanation. What he discovered became one of archaeology's most enduring mysteries is the Yonaguni Monument, a natural formation, sculpted by the relentless sea, or is it the ruins of a city, built by human hands and swallowed by the ocean in a cataclysm long forgotten? The debate rages on. Geologists clash with archaeologists. Ancient myths whisper of lost continents, and the waves keep their secrets close. Join us as we dive into the depths, exploring the enigmatic Yonaguni Monument, searching for answers in stone and questioning everything we thought we knew about the history of our planet, a history that may be far older and far stranger than we ever dared imagine. The waters off Yonaguni Island are unforgiving. Strong currents and unpredictable weather make diving treacherous, but the risks are worth the reward for those seeking to unravel the mystery of the monument. Consider the sheer scale. The main structure, a massive rectangular platform, rises dramatically from the seabed, towering over 25 meters in height. It stretches over 200 meters in length and 150 meters in width. This isn't a few scattered rocks. This is a colossal structure that dominates the underwater landscape. Look closer. The monument isn't just one monolithic block. It's a complex arrangement of terraces, steps, and what appear to be deliberately carved features. Straight lines abound, sharply defined edges, cutting through the rock with geometric precision. There are right angles, something rarely seen in naturally occurring formations. Examine the main terrace, perhaps the most striking feature. It's a vast flat expanse suggesting a platform for some unknown purpose. Imagine what might have stood here: a temple, a palace, a ceremonial ground. Then there's the triangle pool, a perfectly triangular depression carved into the rock. Its purpose is unclear, but its geometric shape is undeniable. Was it a reservoir for water, a ritualistic space, or something else entirely? Adjacent to the main terrace, we find the turtle platform, named for its resemblance to a turtle's shell. It's a smaller elevated platform accessible by a series of steps. The steps themselves are intriguing. They're not simply rough-hewn indentations. They're relatively uniform in size and shape, suggesting intentional construction. And what of the road? A long, straight path that leads away from the main structure, seemingly disappearing into the deeper waters. Where did it lead? To another structure yet to be discovered, or perhaps to a harbor now long submerged. Beyond the main platform, smaller, less defined structures dot the seabed. Some resemble walls, others platforms. They're scattered and fragmented, but they hint at a larger complex, a sprawling underwater city that once thrived in this now submerged realm. But the monument's location is critical to understanding its potential origins. Yonaguni Island sits at the westernmost point of Japan, closer to Taiwan than to the Japanese mainland. It's a small, isolated island, a place where ancient traditions and legends still hold sway. Historically, the Ryukyu Islands, of which Yonaguni is a part, were an independent kingdom with strong ties to both Japan and China. Their culture was unique, a blend of influences from across the East Asian world. Could the monument be a relic of this lost kingdom, a testament to their advanced engineering and maritime skills? The geological context is equally important. The monument is primarily composed of sandstone, a relatively soft rock that is easily eroded by water. This is one of the primary arguments used by those who believe it's a natural formation. They argue that the strong currents and wave action around Yonaguni have simply sculpted the rock into the shapes we see today. Professor Masaki Kimura, a marine geologist at the University of the Ryukyus, is one of the most prominent proponents of the man-made theory. He has spent decades studying the monument, meticulously documenting its features and arguing that they are too complex and too precise to be the result of natural processes. Kimura points to the straight lines, the sharp angles, the terraces, the steps, and the triangular pool as evidence of human intervention. He also highlights the presence of what he believes are carvings and symbols on the rock face, although these are often difficult to discern due to erosion and marine growth. He even suggests that the monument could be over 10,000 years old, dating back to the last ice age when sea levels were much lower. If true, this would make the Yonaguni Monument one of the oldest known structures on Earth, predating the pyramids of Egypt and Stonehenge. However, the geological community is largely skeptical of Kimura's claims. They argue that the sandstone formations around Yonaguni are naturally prone to fracturing along straight lines and right angles. This phenomenon, known as jointing, is common in sedimentary rocks and can create the illusion of artificial structures. Dr. Robert Schoch, a geologist and professor at Boston University, is one of the leading voices in the natural formation camp. He has studied the Yonaguni Monument extensively and argues that all of its features can be explained by natural geological process. Schoch acknowledges the presence of straight lines and right angles, but he attributes them to the jointing of the sandstone. He also points out that the monument is heavily eroded, making it difficult to distinguish between natural features and potential artificial modifications. He argues that the carvings and symbols are likely just random patterns created by erosion and marine organisms. The debate hinges on the interpretation of the evidence. Are the straight lines and right angles evidence of human construction, or are they simply natural fractures in the rock? Are the terraces and steps deliberately carved, or are they the result of differential erosion? Are the carvings and symbols meaningful representations, or are they just random patterns? One of the most compelling arguments against the man-made theory is the lack of tools or artifacts found at the site. Despite decades of diving and exploration, no pottery shards, no metal tools, no remnants of human occupation have been discovered around the monument. This absence of evidence is difficult to reconcile with the idea that it was once a thriving city. However, proponents of the man-made theory argue that any artifacts may have been swept away by the strong currents or buried under layers of sediment. They also suggest that the monument may have been abandoned long before it was submerged, giving scavengers ample time to remove any valuable items. Furthermore, some researchers point to the existence of similar underwater structures in other parts of the world, such as the Bimini Road in the Bahamas. While the origins of these structures are also debated, their existence lends some credence to the possibility that submerged cities and structures may be more common than we currently believe. The local legends of Yonaguni Island also add to the mystery. The islanders speak of a lost city, a kingdom that was swallowed by the sea in a cataclysmic event. These legends, passed down through generations, could be a distorted memory of the monument's true origins. Could a massive earthquake, tsunami, or volcanic eruption have caused the land to subside, submerging the city and erasing its existence from the historical record? Such events have occurred throughout history, devastating coastal communities and reshaping landscapes in an instant. The lack of a written record is another challenge. If the monument is indeed a man-made structure built by a civilization predating known history, it's possible that they did not possess a written language or that their records have been lost to time. The investigation is further complicated by the ethical considerations of underwater archaeology. Excavating the monument could potentially damage its fragile structure and destroy valuable evidence. Therefore, any research must be conducted with extreme care and respect for the site. Ultimately, the true origins of the Yonaguni Monument remain a mystery. The evidence is ambiguous, the interpretations are conflicting, and the debate continues. But one thing is certain: the monument is a fascinating and enigmatic site that challenges our understanding of history and the potential for lost civilizations. It begs us to consider what other secrets lie hidden beneath the waves, waiting to be discovered. It is a place where science and myth intertwine, where the past and the present converge, and where the boundaries of our knowledge are constantly being pushed. A testament to the power of the ocean and the enduring mysteries of our planet. The Yonaguni Monument is more than just a geological formation, it's a battleground of ideas. It sits squarely at the intersection of science, mythology, and speculation, sparking heated debates about its origins, its purpose, and its place in human history. The central debate, of course, revolves around the fundamental question, is it natural or artificial? Is it a product of geological processes, sculpted by the relentless forces of nature, or is it the creation of a lost civilization, a testament to their ingenuity and engineering prowess? The natural formation theory, championed by geologists Robert Schoch, rests on the principle of parsimony. It argues that the simplest explanation is usually the correct one. In this case, the simplest explanation is that the monument is a naturally occurring sandstone formation that has been shaped by erosion and jointing. Proponents of this theory point to the geological composition of the site, the presence of similar formations in the surrounding area, and the absence of definitive evidence of human intervention. They argue that the straight lines and right angles, the terraces and steps, can all be explained by natural processes. They also emphasize the lack of tools or artifacts found at the site. If the monument was indeed a man-made structure, they argue, we would expect to find some evidence of the people who built, such as pottery shards, metal tools, or other remnants of human occupation. The absence of such evidence casts doubt on the man-made theory. However, the man-made theory, advocated by marine geologists like Professor Masaki Kimura, presents a compelling counter-argument. Kimura and his supporters argue that the monument's features are too complex and too precise to be the result of natural processes. They point to the sheer scale of the structure, the sharp angles and straight lines, the perfectly triangular pool, and the presence of what they believe are deliberately carved features. They argue that these features are indicative of human intervention and cannot be easily explained by natural erosion and jointing. Kimura also highlights the presence of what he interprets as carvings and symbols on the rock face. While these are often difficult to discern due to erosion and marine growth, he believes that they provide further evidence of human involvement. He suggests that they may be remnants of a lost language or a form of symbolic communication. Furthermore, proponents of the man-made theory argue that the lack of artifacts does not necessarily disprove their hypothesis. They suggest that any artifacts may have been swept away by the strong currents or buried under layers of sediment. They also point out that the monument may have been abandoned long before it was submerged, giving scavengers ample time to remove any valuable items. Beyond the fundamental debate of natural versus artificial, there are several other hypotheses about the monument's origins and purpose. One hypothesis suggests that the monument was a quarry, a source of stone for building materials. According to this theory, the straight lines and right angles are the result of quarrying operations where blocks of stone were cut and removed for construction elsewhere. However, this hypothesis fails to explain the other features of the monument, such as the terraces, the steps, and the triangular pool. It also doesn't account for the lack of evidence of quarrying tools or the presence of what Kimura believes are carvings and symbols. Another hypothesis suggests that the monument was a ceremonial site, a place of ritualistic significance. According to this theory, the terraces and platforms were used for religious ceremonies or other gatherings. The triangular pool may have been used for purification rituals or as a sacred water source. This hypothesis is supported by the presence of similar ceremonial sites in other parts of the world, such as Stonehenge in England and the pyramids of Egypt. However, it's difficult to prove this hypothesis without more concrete evidence of religious practices or symbolic artifacts. A third hypothesis proposes that the monument was part of a larger coastal settlement, a city that was submerged by rising sea levels. According to this theory, the monument was just one structure within a complex urban environment, complete with houses, temples, and other buildings. This hypothesis is supported by the presence of smaller, less defined structures around the main monument, which could be remnants of other buildings. It's also consistent with the local legends of Yonaguni Island, which speak of a lost city that was swallowed by the sea. However, this hypothesis requires further evidence of urban planning, infrastructure such as roads, drainage systems, and residential areas. Without such evidence, it remains a speculative theory. The age of the monument is another point of contention. Professor Kimura believes that it could be over 10,000 years old, dating back to the last ice age. If true, this would make it one of the oldest known structures on Earth. However, other researchers argue that the monument is much younger, perhaps only a few thousand years old. They point to the geological evidence, which suggests that the sandstone formations around Yonaguni are relatively recent. Determining the age of the monument is crucial to understanding its potential, origins, and its place in human history. If it is indeed 10,000 years old, it would challenge our current understanding of the development of human civilization. The submerged status of the monument also raises questions about the causes of its submersion. Was it caused by a gradual rise in sea levels or by a sudden cataclysmic event, such as an earthquake or a tsunami? The geological record of the Ryukyu Islands suggests that the region has been subject to significant tectonic activity throughout its history. Earthquakes and tsunamis are common occurrences in the area, and it's possible that one such event could have caused the land to subside, submerging the monument. The impact of the monument's discovery on our understanding of human history is potentially profound. If it is proven to be a man-made structure, it would force us to reconsider our current timeline of human civilization and the development of technology and engineering. It would also raise questions about the existence of lost civilization societies that thrived in the distant past but were subsequently destroyed or forgotten. The Yonaguni Monument could be a testament to the existence of such civilizations, a reminder that our knowledge of the past is incomplete. The ethical considerations surrounding the monument are also important. As an underwater site, it is vulnerable to damage from divers, tourists, and researchers. It's crucial to protect the monument from further degradation and to ensure that any research is conducted in a responsible and sustainable manner. The Yonaguni Monument is a complex and enigmatic site that challenges our understanding of history, geology, and the potential for lost civilizations. The debates surrounding its origins and purpose are likely to continue for many years to come. But one thing is certain: the monument is a valuable resource for understanding the past and for inspiring future generations of scientists, archaeologists, and explorers. Its mysteries continue to beckon, hidden just beneath the waves, waiting to be uncovered. The Yonaguni Monument, an enigma shrouded in seawater and scientific debate, whether a testament to nature's sculpting power or the echoing legacy of a forgotten civilization, its significance resonates far beyond the shores of a small Japanese island. It forces us to confront the limitations of our knowledge, to question established narratives, and to embrace the possibility that the history of our planet is far richer and more complex than we currently understand. It reminds us that the ocean, while a source of life and wonder, is also a vast repository of secrets, guarding remnants of worlds lost to time. The ongoing debate, the clash of scientific perspectives, is not a sign of failure, but a testament to the enduring power of human curiosity. It pushes us to refine our methodologies, to develop new technologies, and to collaborate across disciplines in the pursuit of truth. The monument compels us to consider the fragility of civilization, whether destroyed by natural disasters or simply overtaken by the slow creep of rising sea levels. The story of a potential submerged city at Yonaguni serves as a potent reminder of our own vulnerability. Its existence, real or imagined, ignites the imagination, inspiring artists, writers, and dreamers to envision lost worlds and the civilizations that may have inhabited them. It fuels our innate desire to explore the unknown, to push the boundaries of human potential, and to unravel the mysteries that lie hidden beneath the surface. Ultimately, the Yonaguni Monument is a symbol of the enduring power of mystery. It's a reminder that there are still places on this planet that defy easy explanation, places that challenge our assumptions and inspire us to look deeper, to question further, and to never stop searching for the truth. It is a call to explore, to learn, and to remember that the greatest discoveries often lie just beyond the horizon of our current understanding. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.